Welcome to TWI, a destination for your engineering needs. Let's check out the examination process at the office.
TWI welcomes you. May I know the purpose of your visit to our office? My name is Manoj, and I'm here today to take my CSWIP 3.1 examination. Good. Can you please scan the QR code and register your details? Sure. This tag should be worn until you finish the examination, then returned when you leave the office. Now, you can wait here for some time. You'll be called the time when the examination begins. Thank you for your assistance. Welcome.
You're in the examination hall. Maintain silence and wait for further communication from the authority. Now is the time to do it. Make sure you're ready for the exam before entering the exam hall. Maintain your silence and adhere to the instructions given by the invigilator.
Hello, welcome to the TWI examination. I'm John and I'll be your invigilator today. Before entering the exam room, please follow the instructions I give you. Carrying wallets, mobile phones, analog or digital watches, electronic dictionary or scientific calculator is strictly prohibited. No stationary item should be carried inside, including any piece of paper or handkerchief. Ensure that all your belongings are in your bag. Place your bags over the designated spot. Make sure to have your identity proof, like your Aadhaar card or passport. May I have your ID please? Thank you. Please sign the attendance sheet. Hope everyone is doing well today. If you have any health issues such as high blood pressure, hypertension, or diabetes, if someone is undergoing any type of medication and major surgery, please let me know before you start the examination. Check your table, chair, lighting, noise level, and temperature are all suitable and comfortable.
In the event of an emergency, utilize the emergency exit to escape from the hall. Here are some of the key points that you must follow during the examination. Observe the instructions given by the invigilator both prior and during the exam. If you come across any technical difficulties with your iPad, kindly inform the invigilator immediately. Kindly switch off your torch light whenever it is not required. Maintaining silence in and around the examination hall helps other candidates continue their examination inside. You're not supposed to take any examination materials including rough sheets from the examination hall. You should not mark on the samples or examination materials with either a pen or pencil. Violation will lead to termination. Any mode of communication will lead to termination of examination. You're not supposed to note down the examination details such as candidate ID, anywhere when you leave the exam hall. Access to mobile phones and electronic gadgets during breaks is strictly prohibited. On your table, you will find a tab, welding gauge, calculator, and torch light along with some stationary items. Make sure everything is working fine before you start the exam.
Examination sleeve is on your table. Pick up the papers from the sleeve. The first sheet in the sleeve is a coding sheet. That contains a list of exams that you performed today. In that sheet, check your name and make sure you sit in the correct seat. The next sheet contains examination rules, terms, and conditions. Please thoroughly review this sheet. At the conclusion, make sure to include your exam date, name, and signature.
Now we're in the important stage of understanding the pattern of the CSWIP 3.1 exam. Pay attention throughout this presentation to become familiar with the exam procedure before starting the exam. Exam questions and versions were assigned to students on a random basis. In addition, the order of questions and answers is different. The options may be jumbled, but the one that is selected will be the final one, between questions. Take caution when scrolling down, as the sensitive touch could alter your input. It is important to finish the exam within the given time frame. Breaks will be provided in between sections, not in individual sessions. Candidates are required to hand over the materials and log out of the session while they are away. After completing the first exam, locate the next key code from the coding sheet to start the next exam as instructed by the invigilator. Theory Paper 1 is the first exam. This exam contains 3 different patterns. First goes with leading questions. It does have multiple choice, choose the correct answer among the given options. Second, drag and drop, there may be more than one right answer. And finally, the third one is missing word in the sentence. The sentence has a missing word, and it needs to be added from a given selection.
The duration of this session would be 2 hours, and there are 80 questions that need to be answered. Before you start each session, you may have instructions to read, pay attention to the screen and then start the exam. Here you can see some samples of multiple choice questions are presented in the leading exam. The question has a list of options available below. Identify the correct option after thoroughly reading the question. To change the selected option, move to the other option and choose it directly by clicking on it. Once the option has been selected, go to the navigation button at the bottom of the screen and click the next button to progress to the next question. Workpack, Theory Exam 2. This exam consists of 40 questions, with 1 hour, 30 minutes of time to complete this session. You will be given a workpack book which covers all technical information to finish this session. Before starting the exam, make sure to read this book thoroughly, and also this assigned workpack book will have a dedicated workpack number. Verify the same number with your coding sheet. This exam is a significant component of the CSWIP 3.1 certification. You will be given a group of segments that have been tied together with steel rope. Each segment of this examination requires you to answer 3 questions, and the total time is 1 hour and 30 minutes. The assigned ring will have a number. Verify the ring number with your coding sheet before starting the exam. To perform this exam, you should refer to the criteria sheet that is included in the workpack. You are required to achieve a score of 70% or higher to pass this part of the examination. Keep remembering that this exam alone has a negative mark. Assess the segment to identify the indication. Assess the identified indications, according to Group A and mark accept or reject. Assess the identified indications, according to Group C and mark accept or reject. Hope you've understood the CSWIP exam process completely. Now it's time to log in the session. Take out the coding sheet from the exam sleeve again. Type the key code as shown on the screen on your iPad. Ensure that you have entered the correct key code of the examination and then click the OK button to move forward. Ensure your name, candidate ID, DOB, part of examination and then press the Yes button. If any corrections are needed, please let the invigilator know before starting the exam. Take time to read the information on the screen and accept the terms by clicking on the empty box. Click the Continue button to move forward to the next screen. Click Yes to grant access to an application for a secured mode. Now you can see the pop-up box asking for a PIN to enter. Refer to the coding sheet and type the PIN in the empty space provided and click the Enter button. Now you have landed on the instruction slide. Go through the instructions thoroughly. Take note, the Finish Test button is visible in yellow color on the top right side. Answering all the questions in this exam is essential before clicking the Finish Test button. The progress bar will display the completion of exam portion. At the conclusion of the session, it is necessary to have 100%, indicating that you have answered all the questions in the examination. Don't forget that this standard is not applicable to segment exams, as it is negative marks for every incorrect answer given in the examination. You can use this part of the screen to identify which section of your exam you are taking. Once you have read the instructions on the page, click the Start Test button on the screen. When you click the Start Test button, you will be taken to the first section and the first question. The exam time is displayed in the middle of the screen, so make sure to keep an eye on the remaining time. If a question has a scroll bar, a green pop-up will appear on the screen, so make sure to look for any questions or options at the bottom of the screen. Use the navigation button at the bottom of the screen to proceed to the next questions, and same. You can use it to access the previous question by clicking the back button. If you wish to review any questions at a later time, you can mark them as flagged with this button. On the left side column, you'll find the total number of questions, and the arrow symbol on the question indicates that you're on the which question. From this section view, you have access to all question categories, including attempting, unattempt, and flagged questions. You can use this part of the screen to identify which section of your exam you are taking. Especially during ring segment exams, take note of the alphabet series on the segments and confirm it from the section perspective. I'm hoping that the interface of the application has been understood by you so far. If you want to end the session after reviewing your answers, simply click on the Finish Test button. This screen will appear after clicking the Finish button. If you haven't looked at your flagged questions, please cancel and do review the flagged questions. After reviewing the question, then clear flag symbol by clicking the flag button at bottom of the question and give Finish button, or otherwise you can proceed directly by clicking the Finish button. Again, a pop-up appears here to reconfirm your status. You have reached the final stage of logging out of this session. To finish the examination process, click on the Exit Test button. In case the test time is over before you click Finish Test button, you will automatically be diverted to this screen and your answers will be auto-saved. When you see this screen again, it signifies that your exam has been submitted successfully. Hand over all the exam documents to the invigilator. Ensure that only your identity proof, spectacles, or medicine kit are only brought out of the examination hall. On the outside of the exam hall, you can find the exam feedback notice. Please scan the QR code from the notice, enter the details of the examination and give us your valuable feedback about the examination process, which will assist us in providing enhanced service in the near future. It's our pleasure to join you to light up your journey. Thank you for your cooperation.